Welcome to Knife Chats. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with friends, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Thank you.
So I recently got interested in picking up more knives with olive wood handles. I've only got 3, and I decided, well, let's type in olive wood knife and see what else pops up. And lo and behold, this one back here popped up, and it's like, hey, that looks just like my old Baladéo Sodbuster, the one that I gave away. And I thought, well, you know what? I've only got 4 Sodbusters. Why not go ahead and pick up another Baladéo Sodbuster, especially considering it's in olive wood? And so that's what I did. Let's zoom in a little bit here so I can take a look at it. Now, like I mentioned, I already had one of these before, not in olive wood, but I had a Baladéo, and I actually paid like $18 for the other one, and it was just a basic brown wood handle. I bought it at a knife shop in Michigan, and I really should have done some investigating because this one, the ECO152 or ECO152, cost me $13.95 shipped. That's right, just under $14, including the shipping. So really an inexpensive knife when you think about the shipping. So basically a $10 knife. And so let's take a look at it. I would love to say that I haven't looked at it before, but this is actually take 3, so I'm not going to pretend to be wowed by the knife because I just can't really do that. But it is number 0152, and yeah, 0152 on the box. That is the number on here. The knife comes in a plastic bag inside a wrapped piece of paper, just like that. So I won't be able to be wowed by how nice it looked, but I will tell you that I unwrapped this the first time, and I really did just go, wow, because of just how nice it looked. So here's what I saw at first. And this is not the best side, but look at the character of the grain in that olive wood. Compare it to, here you go, the Kissing Crane Brown Mule and the fake zebra wood by Frost Mule Skinner. That is just really nice looking olive wood. And you know what? That's not the good side. Look at this side. This is just fantastic. Right there you got a piece of knot in the wood. You got another knot in the wood up here, and you cannot feel anything. Those brass rivets, look at that bird's eye rivet at the top, that brass bird's eye rivet. If the light hits it just right, you can see the pivot pin coming through there, but really for the most part you cannot see it. And it is smooth. It is just flat and as smooth as can be into that wood. And the other pins are as smooth as a baby's bottom with that wood. They have sanded it in there so well, which is one of the cool things about wood handles, because you're going to sand them down so that if the pins are sticking up, it's easy enough to sand the pins down with it. But look at that. Both of those bird's eye rivets are just perfect. And the wood is just fantastic. It has got so much natural color in it and so much natural character. You can see all of the lines and everything, and they did such a good job of sanding around there, even down at to the back here. Notice how nice that looks. And same with the top. It is just perfectly smooth around there. Nice rounded top. And really great. The only flaw I saw is right here where it looks like the sander or grinder caught one of the stainless steel back springs a bit. Well, stainless steel liners. You can see it right there. And you can see that the stainless steel is not mirror polished. You can see it's more like a brushed, shiny brushed finish on it. It looks really great. And well, let's go ahead and get the blade open, because I mean, the heart of a knife is the blade. I'm just really amazed by the quality of the wood on this knife. $14 knife in olive wood, and this is the wood they gave. It's amazing. And here you have the blade. You can see that, like I said, you can see it is definitely polished, but it is not a mirror polish. You can see the lines in there. And that is a really nice hollow grind going on there too. It's definitely a good hollow grind. See the edge there. It's I believe it's 440 steel. And if you notice at the top here, let's get it, if I can get it to focus without cutting myself. You can see that the tip is not quite perfect. One side definitely has a little more grind going than the other. But all in all, I mean, it is straight. One side is just a little more ground at the very tip. But man, it is good. When you close it, the kick engages the back spring. There's no real problem with just letting the blade drop. Well, it does need to be cleaned. That's the first time that happened. The blade does drop, and you can see there's plenty of action going on there. It does not hit the back spring. Good positive lock opening. If you notice here, you can see where the blade spine matches into the back spring, and there is definitely a little bit of a drop. You can see it here a little better. See the slight drop in the back spring. Nothing dramatically off or anything, but it is definitely something you can catch your fingernail on. So it is definitely there. There is a drop there, but I'll take that considering the wood. Tang stamp. That's it for tang stamps. Baladéo. There's no other markings on the knife whatsoever. Everything else was in the box. 0152. The knife is indeed made in China by Baladéo, but they do have some pretty decent quality control going on. Let's get the dimensions real quick. Man, did I take long enough describing it? There you go, 4 1/4 inches. So smack dab in the middle between your Case Sodbuster Junior and your standard Sodbuster by Case. Notice though that the shape of the handle is a little bit better, so you don't have nearly as much notch sticking out in the back there. But of course, the Case is smooth right there when it matches up. So Case definitely has a little bit better action on it, but even this Case, this one goes for what, I think close to 30 bucks, and the Sodbuster Juniors go for right around 24 bucks, so double the charge for not olive wood, but a composition handle. And the bone handle ones by Case are just out of this world ridiculous. This one, obviously, the one thing I do see that it needs is it needs to be oiled right away. I haven't oiled it yet, and I really do need to do that, and then I'll probably open and close a little bit better. And I'll probably put a little olive oil on the handle too to treat it a little bit so it doesn't dry out, but man, it looks really good. Brown mule size, same size. The brown mule has that kick going up so you don't have the little blade catching there. And the brown mule is by Kissing Crane, about the same size. Brown mule goes for 17 or 18 bucks, I think. Again, not olive wood. I don't know what kind of wood they use. And then this is the Mule Skinner by Frost. I really like this knife, and it's dirt cheap at the time. Well, when I got it, it was dirt cheap. They're a lot more expensive now. But this is just the way they cut the wood, so it isn't really lined that well. So all of those are about the same size. Did I say it? Blade length, we got it here. Overall blade length just over 3 1/8 of an inch. Cutting edge looks to be right at 3 inches, maybe a hair over 3 inches. Compared to the other knives with the same size handles, Brown Mule, 3 1/8 of an inch blade, with a cutting edge that's about 2 7/8 of an inch. So this is a longer blade than what you get on the Brown Mule, just barely. But it has a longer cutting edge by about 1/8 of an inch. And then let's see it compared to the Mule Skinner. The Mule Skinner is just over 3 inches with a cutting edge that is once again right around 2 7/8 of an inch. So this has got a longer blade overall, just barely, but it definitely has a longer cutting edge. And that has to do, I guess, with where they put the kick on these two knives. Yeah, it's all about the kick. Quality-wise, I put it right up there with the Brown Mule. And the Brown Mule is not at all a bad sodbuster from Kissing Crane. But this one, you got olive wood for the handles, and that is definitely an upgrade over nondescript brown wood, even really nice looking nondescript brown wood as this. I do like the Brown Mule, but I'll take this one over it any day because of the olive wood. So anyway, I guess I'm starting to ramble now, but I gotta tell you, man, I think that this knife has some of the best finish going on it I've seen in one of these inexpensive sodbusters out of Europe. Yeah, I know the company is in Europe, but the knives are actually made in China. But the QC going on with these knives, like the Brown Mule and this Baladéo, are really right up there. They are doing a really good job with it. Very impressed with it. And I will probably pick up another one of these just so I have two of them, one to use and one to keep in the collection. In any case, going to let you go now. That's my thoughts on the Baladéo Terroir. Oh, and by the way, terroir, I believe, is French for country or farm or something like that. So it is basically your country knife or your farmer's knife or something of that nature, which explains why we call it a sodbuster here in America.